Angie from Farrell's. Today we're going to be working on chest form and technique to help you get the most out of working those pectoral muscles as we do our upper body workouts. We're going to start with push-ups. I'm going to start with a couple modifications and then work up to a little bit more challenging way to do this so that you have different options for whatever level you're at in your strength. For push-ups, if you're not able to do them yet from the floor, you can do them from the wall, or if you have a bag, you can do it from a bag, or if you've got a stationary object, you can also do it from a chair. The idea is that you're going to be inclined. So up here is easier. The farther apart your feet get from that stationary object, the harder it's going to be. So focusing on starting to bring that head and chest down closer to the floor until you are able to do a push-up from the floor. I've got lots of members that do push-ups from the wall. This is a great way to build that strength until you're able to do push-ups from the floor. So if you're start with your feet about 2 feet away from your wall, your chair. Hands are ideally shoulder width apart if you can get them that way. You want to keep your body nice and straight from the top of your head to the heels of your feet. You don't want to have your hips popped out. Nice straight line, bending the elbows and bringing your nose toward the object. Back, resisting down and back. As you get stronger, you can start to bring your feet further away from the item, the object, the wall. And then, as you're strong enough, you can start doing push-ups from your knees. Things to remember, you want to keep those hips down. Hips up, not a push-up. Hips down, and then you're going all the way down to the floor, pushing up. All the way down to the floor, pushing up. With our hands underneath our shoulders, that's really going to work the chest the best. You're also going to feel this in your abs and back. If you widen those hands out, you're going to feel this more in your back and shoulders. If you bring your hands in so that your elbows are close to your rib cage, you're going to feel that more in your triceps, the back of your arms. So play around with that as you go. As you get stronger, you can come up to those toes, keeping a nice straight line, all the way down and back up. If you are doing push-ups from your toes with ease, you can grab a figure 8 band, put it on like a jacket so arms are through the holes, and then you've got that added resistance to work on strengthening those pectorals even more. Next, we've got incline press. So you're going to grab a long band, and you're going to have that underneath your back foot. It is really, really crucial on this one that you lean back. If you're upright, you're more likely to work the shoulders. So I want you to lean back a little bit, and you're going to bring those hands, your biceps, your upper arms will be about shoulder level, hands at a goalpost position, and we're going to push straight out so that our hands and the handles are at eye level, and then resist back in. Out, back in. If you turn to the side in front of a mirror, and if you look when you're outstretched, you should have a 90-degree angle from your arm and your torso. If your hands are up too far, you're working your shoulders too much, and you're not going to feel it in that chest where we want to feel it. Now, if you're using that band, and if you've got sensitive skin and you start to get bruising back here, try banding down, flipping the handles so that that strap is around your wrist, and pushing out. That's going to take all the pressure off your shoulders, which means you'll probably have to band down, but it's also going to keep that band from bruising your arms. Only do that if it hurts, if you need to make that modification. Next up, I still need that band. We're going to do chest fly. Things to remember with a chest fly are keep those arms locked. We're not working our biceps. We're not bending our elbows. You've got that band under both feet. Feet are shoulder width apart, and our elbows are locked in place. We're bringing our hands up and squeezing our elbows together at the top, and then resisting back down. we're not just lifting our arms up and down, okay? We want to make sure we get that squeeze at the top, resist back down. Make sure your abs are tight and you're keeping that core stationary and you're not swinging back and forth to help yourself get the band up. You want to isolate, squeezing that chest at the top. All right, incline chest fly is next. The band goes under your back foot and you're taking a lunge step. This is another one where leaning back is important. Your arms are going to start wide, leaning back, and then you're gonna bring your hands together at eye leveled. We don't wanna be way up high in the rafters. You're bringing them to eye level, squeezing that chest. Again, 90-degree angle from your body and your arm. And then resist back, open. Eye level, back, open. Chest press. Two things you can do with the chest press. If you have an extra bar, great, you can use this. That band is gonna be up underneath your armpits. You're gonna roll the bar all the way in so that it touches your chest. Touches. If it's loose like this, that's really easy. You wanna roll it in all the way, and then your elbows are either gonna be up or down slightly. We just don't want them down by our sides, okay? And then you're gonna push those hands straight out, resisting back in. Push out, resist back in. Now, if you don't have an extra bar, you can also use a figure 8 band. And you can either put your arms through each loop, or I just put the band underneath, behind my back, underneath each arm. Got my palms down, elbows are up, and then I'm gonna push out, back in. Push out, back in. All right. Standing one arm fly, we're gonna use the figure 8 band for that one as well. This one, it's important that you keep your shoulders square to the front of the room. You've got the band underneath one foot, holding the other loop in the same side hand, and you're gonna bring that hand with a locked elbow, cross body, and then resist. Bring it across, resist back. You gotta keep that shoulder from rolling forward, so you wanna keep it rolled back. So you may see some members have that hand up there, keeping that shoulder rolled back as they bring that hand cross body, all right? Squeeze in the chest, resist back in. Standing cross chest fly, same kind of movement, but we're doing both arms at the same time. So you're gonna stand on that band with both feet. The wider your feet, the harder this will be. So as you start doing this exercise, if you find that you're starting to reach muscle failure, bring those feet back in a little bit and then continue the movement before you drop the band. Again, locked elbows. We're not curling at the top, so lock those elbows in place, bend your knees, and cheat your hips back a little bit, keeping that flat back. We don't want to round over at the shoulders, so keep your shoulders rolled back, a little bit of an arch in that lower back. And then we're starting with that wide stance. Elbows locked, cross, squeeze, resist. Squeeze, resist. This is one exercise where we tend to band up a little bit faster because we feel like we're stronger. But if you get to the point where you can barely cross those handles, you've banded up too much. You want to make sure you get a good range of motion. And you can test that by doing the move without a band and see how far apart your hands are, and then pick up the band again and see how far you're able to go through the motion on this exercise. If you're just barely here, you're not getting the full range of motion, and then that's not gonna work the pectorals as much as they could. All right, so that's our chest. If you have any questions, let me know.